One Friday Fights 89 takes place this Friday, the 29th of November at 2:30 South African time in the afternoon. And I'm going to be breaking down this fight card for you, ladies and gentlemen. Up next in Fighting with Friends. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the CPS Reports. It's your boy, brother Guy, and I am back today to do another breakdown video of One Friday Fights 89 that's taking place this Friday at 2:30 in the afternoon, South African time, live on YouTube from Lupini Boxing Stadium, Bangkok, Thailand. I know it's been a bit of a silent time at the CPS Reports since the last fight, and that's only just because we have been taking a little bit of a break, preparing ourselves for this last push of the final quarter of the year. So as you know, there's going to be quite a few fights coming up, one championship and as well as the UFC to close off the year. But in this video, I'm going to be doing my preview or breakdown, as you will, of the main event of One Friday Fights 89, as well as the headliner for the undercard of One Friday Fights 89. And yeah, let's do it. As you can see, I'm alone today, obviously, but I will have the rest of the panel with me when we recap this awesome event on Saturday. That's immediately after the fight card. But for this one, let me go straight into it. The main event, we are seeing the youngster, the up and coming legendary Yod-IQ taking on Kirill Khomutov in a bantamweight Muay Thai scrap for the main event of this fight card. And quite excited actually, because both these guys are in me my habit of earphones, but I don't even have earphones in my ear. It's just a habit now. Yod-IQ, really good fighter. Let me give you some stats about this young man. His record in one championship currently sits at 6 wins, 1 loss, 0 no contests. He's got 1 win by knockout, 1 win by TKO with a 53% finishing rate. He's on a 5-fight winning streak as it stands. He beat Abdallah Dayakayev by unanimous decision in his last fight. And here's a fun fact about the young man: 22 years old, and he's only fought European fighters in the one championship so far. Now I'm gonna actually pull up his record for you just to have a quick look. Let me just zoom out for you. Just have a quick look so you can see what I'm referring to. If you look at that there on the list: Russia, Uzbekistan, France, Russia, Uzbekistan, and Belgium. So he's literally only fought against fighters that are outside of Thailand, and actually fighters only coming from Europe, and only losing to a very recognizable name, as you can see on screen there, in Alexei Balikov. Baliko, however you want to say it. And I find that quite intriguing that he's only really fought guys outside of Thailand or guys coming out of Europe. One thing about Yod-IQ, he's obviously, how do I say, a fan favorite. He's got a very good style, very much of a go-getter kind of fighter. He loves to push the pace forward. Momentum is his kind of game. What I find most amazing about his fight style is his ability to box really well. It's not something you see very often coming out of traditionally Thailand, traditional Muay Thai fighters. They've got very good hands. I keep repeating this. They've got very good hands, but traditional boxing techniques is not necessarily the same. And that's why they come up short against traditional boxing style fighters. Yod-IQ does it really well. He's got not only the elbows in the clinch game, and he's got some good forward momentum kicks when he pushes forward with that deep kick to close the distance and then get his opponent into the corner. But what he does really well is boxing combinations, traditional boxing combinations, and does it cleanly. One of his best shots is his left hook to the body, or liver shot, as it's traditionally known as. He throws that shot almost all the time in any of his fights, especially when he's looking for that kill shot. You won't necessarily see Yod-IQ throw that left hook to the body too early in the fight. It's usually what he throws when he's going for his closing sequence, and I look to see him utilize that in this fight. I do think he's going to go up against someone that's going to meet him in the center, basically a bull versus bull situation. Let me bring up the images on screen again for you. He is taking on Kirill Khomutov, also fighting out of Russia. As you can see, his record in the one championship currently sits at 3 wins, 1 loss, and 0 no contest. He's got 3 wins by KO, so that's 100% finishing rate in the one championship. He beat Farzan Sishik by KO and lost to Ferrari, which is only lost, by the way, by unanimous decision. Prior to that fight, He beat Pong Suri by KO and Suat Kim, who was also a fantastic fighter in the One Championship by KO. And that speaks volumes for the style. And both those fights ended with left shots, either left straight or check left hook, which is also something that, like I said, Yod-IQ loves to throw. Kirill is only 26 years old, so both these guys are pretty much in the youthful stage of their career. Like I said, he's got 3 wins and 1 loss. You can see on screen there. I just wanted to bring it up for you. Um, Kirill is also very powerful. I think he's slightly taller than Yod-IQ. They got a very similar style. I think the pace I would give the advantage to Kirill a little bit. I do think he's slightly faster as well as power, but he's the kind of fighter that doesn't throw 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1. He doesn't throw combos in that regard. Where it does happen, he does throw those combos, but he doesn't do it often. He's usually the kind of guy that checks you, counter strikes you, throws a deep, then throws a left jab, then throws a jab straight, maybe a straight again. But he likes to walk you down, and then once he gets you to the point where once he's walked you down to a point where you can't really back up anymore, but you can only go side to side, which is still very difficult in the squared circle. Um, that's where Kirill can kind of let his hands go, and that's when he starts unloading those combos. Whereas Yod-IQ kind of throws combos out in the open. He's a bit more of the active striker, meaning or frequent striker, meaning he throws obviously a lot more per second or per minute, as opposed to Kirill that throws maybe 2 or 3 per minute. So that's going to be intriguing to watch because it's more about is Yod-IQ's volume going to be the one that gets him the win in this fight, or is Kirill's one punch knockout or one punch stoppages, is that going to be the one that's going to get the job done? Yod-IQ is relentless. He's got good conditioning. You know, he's young. He's 22. He's obviously going to come in there with a lot of vibrance, a lot of energy. But Kirill might just be slightly above. And based on all of that, I'm probably going to tip the fight into Kirill. But I would understand that Yod-IQ is on the momentum. And, you know, I think he needs to, obviously, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, he's on a 4 fight winning streak. So he's obviously going to want to keep that momentum going forward. And Kirill's looking to obviously put a stop to that. So I think that's a very good matchup with the One Championship has put together for us to watch. Very good headliner. So I cannot wait for that one. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to keep it moving on to the headliner or the main event of the undercard. Let me bring it up on screen for you over here. Bang. There we go. We've got Kung Suik taking on Muhammad Siasarani, who recently fought at Friday Fights. I think we fought against Shadow. It's on the same fight card as Superbon that fought against Smoking Joe Natavut. So this is going to be a very intriguing fight for me because as you can see on screen, Kun Suik is training out of Superbon, current featherweight champion in Muay Thai. Excuse me, no, kickboxing, not Muay Thai, kickboxing. Kun Suik's record in the One Championship currently stands at 1 win, 1 loss, and 0 no contest. He's got 1 win by unanimous decision and 1 loss, obviously. He lost to Mamuka by KO in his last fight, unfortunately. But prior to that, he beat Twaitin by unanimous decision. 24 years old, very creative striker, loves to kick. Obviously, anyone coming out to Superbond training camp, you're going to love to kick. That's the number one thing you love to throw. He's also very, very good in close quarters, especially when it comes to the elbow game. I think Kun Suik's elbow game is probably going to be the key factor to this fight because he is taking on someone that is just a relentless fireball, just loves to keep going forward, very powerful in the way that he strikes, a little bit reckless when he starts going for the finish, but also just in that moment, that's when he's also very, very dangerous. Muhammad Siasarani is obviously who I'm referring to. His record in the One Championship currently stands at 4 wins, 1 loss, and 0 no contest. He's got 1 win by KO with a 25% finishing rate. His last fight, like I just mentioned, he lost to Shadow by unanimous decision. Before that, he was also on a 4-fight winning streak, beating names like Sitarchai by unanimous decision and Santanfar by KO and Avatar by majority decision. Also very, very good names. So the experience in the One Championship is on Muhammad Siasarani's side. But I think in overall, these guys are similar in age. I do think that Kun Suik has got the right fighters in his corner right now. Superbon is on an absolute tear in 2024. Also a little bit 2023 as well. But he's just been probably one of the best fighters to watch in this One Championship right now. And if you train out of his camp, these guys are on. This guy's from Super One training camp is on form right now. Like they're just beating everybody. They're almost like the excuse me, the fighting nerds coming out of the UFC. They're just beating everybody at the moment, and that's just yeah exciting to watch. Like no one has seemed to have a game plan for them at this current moment in time. So intriguing fight. I think Muhammad Siasalani is going to be the one that's going to try and push the pace. I think he does have the speed advantage on his side. I do think he hits a little bit harder as well. I just worry about the overall weapon selection from Kun Suik. I think he might just have a little bit more in the toolbox, and I think he might just pull out something that Mohamed Siasalani didn't see, was not or hasn't seen yet. That's probably going to get the job done. The keys to victory for Mohamed, I think, is going to be forward momentum. Don't give Kunsavik the opportunity to lead the dance. I think Mohamed Siasalani is going to have to obviously look to fight on the inside. I think he's the shorter fighter, but if he chops the leg very early, like strong low kicks, strong deep kicks, try not to stay in the clinch for too long. So I think that's where he's probably going to be at a disadvantage. So if he can fight on the outside, which is fight on the inside, but use in and out movements, and like I said, number one goal here is to take away the legs of Kunsoik. If you can take away the legs, I think he wins the fight easily. Kunsoik is obviously going to look to use his length, probably tip from the outside, probably strike from the outside. But that's going to be difficult when your opponent is going to be moving extremely quickly, especially Siasalani's got the speed advantage. So Kunsoik's probably going to have to suck Siasalani into a very close quarters battle and probably look to clinch him and elbow, because I think he's got the advantage in elbow in that department. So mouth-watering. This is going to be a tough fight for both these guys. But I'm going to tip it towards. I never really bet against experience, to be honest with you. Muhammad Siasalani's obviously got the more experience here, but I do feel that he's probably going to come up short against the skill set of Kun Suik. However, I wouldn't be surprised if my man Muhammad Siasalani gets the job done. That's just my my take on it. I like both these fight. Pardon me, excuse me. I like both these fighters, but obviously there has to be one winner and one loser, and Kung Suik is probably going to be the one that comes out victorious. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take some time just to look at the rest of the fight card. So we can touch on some of the names. Some guys I've never seen. I must be honest. A lot of the fighters on this card look like fairly new names to me. So we're going to slow down slowly. I know that Moncon is not a bad fighter. I find him quite entertaining to watch. I'm definitely going to keep tabs on that one. I kind of skip the catchweight fights just because I would prefer to watch these guys fight when they are in a weight. Obviously, like this one's in bantamweight, the main event. So that means both these guys have got a chance to climb the ladder. It means they both can potentially be ranked. And that's why I pay more attention to the fighters that are actually fighting in a weight class rather than catchweight. However, that being said, it's just these fighters here is usually just one or two wins away from being put into a weight class. So I usually skip those. And then here we go. Rustam. I've seen him fight before. Entertaining guy. Fighting against Tawfiq. I haven't seen Tawfiq fight before. But again, ladies and gentlemen, this is catchweight 138. So these guys need to obviously hone in on a weight division. And again, like I said earlier, one or two wins away from putting themselves in a conversation for potentially being ranked or solidifying themselves in the weight class. So that fight I'm probably going to pay most attention to. Bantamweight kickboxing, here we go. But I've never seen these two gentlemen before, so very intriguing to see that. That's obviously Jonathan Haggerty's weight class, so let's see what happens there. And then the rest of the card, it's MMA, and this is also Muay Thai. Looks like people that are entering for the first time. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is my time. If you've got anything that I've missed and fighters that I think that you think that I could look out for this fight card, put it in the comments. Also, let us know in the comments who do you think is going to be winning between the main event of Yod-IQ and Kirill Khomutov. But that's all the time I had, ladies and gentlemen. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to stay in tune with our latest content. We are going to be doing a little bit of a rush coming to the end of the year for the final cards that we're going to be doing. So you can stay tuned for that. We're also going to do an announcement video, just giving you an update of what's going to happen to the page and of what you can expect for 2025. On that note, stay safe, stay blessed, enjoy the fights that's coming up. It will be taking place on Friday, the 29th of November at 2:30 South African time on YouTube. One Championship. It's going to be live. be there, enjoy the fights, and you'll catch us on the recap. Stay tuned. Cheers. Come on.